Okay, so let's draw a basic part now, and so we'll go to part and click to open a new part file. Okay, so this is a basic part that I call the wedding cake, which will be obvious when we draw it. This could be something that is going to be turned down in a lathe. It could actually be, maybe you are designing a wedding cake, but it could be something metal. It could be some kind of plastic kind of bung that you'd use in a hole, or it could be part of a adapter for a hose. You'll see anyway when we draw it. It's just an example from our point of view, but you could see this shape in a variety of places in the real world. So we're going to click on Start Sketch, and we're going to go to this plane here. We're going to build it upwards off this plane, so we'll click that one, and we're going to do a center point circle and click on the center origin point. You'll see it snap there, so left click, and I'm going to type in the diameter, and I'm going to make it 300 millimeters. Press enter. Okay, so now I'll finish sketch, and we can see, and if we hold down shift and middle wheel we can move around, but we've got our 300 millimeter diameter circular sketch there. So when I click extrude, it's going to, if it doesn't guess the sketch, you can click in it to make it that circle, which is our only sketch in our browser, so it should choose it automatically. And we're going to make this 100 millimeters. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do. If it's going down, then you change it to up. If I was doing this either side, then I'd make it symmetrical. In this case, I'm just going to, it's going to be one, well, you'll see the shape of it, but I'm going to put it off the plane upwards in this case, because there isn't any symmetry in this axis. So I'll click OK, and then we have our cylinder there, and I'm going to click Start Sketch again, and I'm going to, now it's looking for either a plane or a face, a flat face to sketch on, so I'm going to choose this top one here, and I'm just going to do the same again. I'm going to do a circle on the base point. This time I'm going to make it 200. Okay, finish sketch, extrude, again select set to 100 and click OK. So you can probably guess what's going to happen here. We're going to do another sketch on there. We're going to do another circle, and this one will be, let's make this, yeah, go on, let's make it 100. Finish sketch, extrude, 100. Okay, there we go. So you can see why I called it the wedding cake. It's a very basic part, but you could probably see this could be used, like I say, it could be turned on a lathe, turned down metal or even wood maybe, but yeah, it's a demonstration of using sketches on not just work planes but on faces of objects you've already modelled. So we created a cylinder, and then we chose to sketch on that face of the cylinder and built it out that way. And what we can do is I'm going to do a sketch on this face, and I'm not going to draw a circle here. And in fact, what I'm trying to do now, if I finish, you can finish once you've created a sketch, you can finish it without either finishing the sketch or even putting anything in there, and it will keep it as a sketch. It's ready. It's very ready for you. So I'm just going to tell you what I want to do. What I want to do is put a hole right the way through here. Now, you can do a sketch on here and draw a circle and then extrude that through as a cut, but I want to show you this command here. This is a hole command, okay? Now, you get a lot more options if you use this rather than just cutting a hole. But you do need to give it a sketch, okay, to work from. So I'm going to click on this again. We never actually put anything in this sketch. I'm going to edit it, and I'm just on that center point. All I'm going to do is select point, and I'm going to drop a point there, okay. Now, as I said, point is just a marker. Think of it, imagine you were measuring a piece of material to drill a hole. You measured it out, and you put with a pencil, you just put a dot of where you're going to drill. That's basically all we've done with that point, okay. So now I click on hole, and you see we have all these options. Okay, again, with most things in Inventor, you bring up a new box like this, you think, oh, that looks complicated, but it's just a case of working through it. Okay, so you can see, as usual, it's guessed where it thinks we want our hole, and it's correct. So that's this position, one selected, yeah, so that's already done. So you have different holes. You can have a simple hole, a clearance hole, a tapped hole, where you can actually put a thread in it. Or you can have this one, which is a taper tapped hole. Okay, so these will be, depending on your background and where you're coming from, these might be familiar with you. Generally, I'll just use a simple hole, okay? Now you can have a seat, so that's like a countersink, or a counter bore, you know, something like a hex head screw would sit in there. So you can choose to do these, and if you do choose them, it'll give you all the options, okay? For now, we're going to go to simple hole, termination. So do we want this to go all the way through to a plane? So if we clicked onto a plane, we could choose maybe it only went to that plane there, okay, and you see the hole stops. Or you can choose distance, and you can actually type in a distance, okay. So if we choose simple hole and distance, then you can see the things it's asking us here. So the hole depth, okay, so you could change that, maybe 25. You can also grab this arrow. Usually wherever you've got an option here, you'll see an arrow and you can just grab it, but it's much more precise if you type things in. But in our case, we're going to go through all, okay. And then the diameter of our hole, I'm going to do a 20. Let's do a 20mm hole, okay? Yeah. So we've actually selected countersink. I'm going to put that back to none. I just want a basic hole all the way through, 20mm diameter, okay? So I'm going to OK that, and there you can see. So it's looking like some kind of spindle or something now. But that is a basic shape, okay? It doesn't look, it looks a bit too basic. It doesn't even look like a wedding cake, especially now it's got a big hole through it, but never mind that. One thing I'm going to do is I want to put, you see these edges are a bit sharp. So I'm going to put a fillet on those, which is this command here. So we select that. And it will ask us a radius. Now generally, if you're kind of doing something by eye, it can be hard to, we knew we extruded 100mm, so 2mm is probably going to be quite small, but you can just click it. So you click the edge you want to fillet, and you'll see it gives you like a preview. So you might want to turn that up a bit, not 55. Okay. Let's try 10. Yeah, okay, so 10, and you can select more than one edge. So now we've got a 10mm fillet on here. Okay, so it's rounded that edge. You can also use an internal edge like this, so it rounds it the other way, and it gives you that nice kind of machined look. And then we'll select OK, and there you can see